Karmelo Anthony is guilty and he faces 35 years in prison. Well, that's what happens when you murder somebody, okay? So all the stories have been put to rest, all the bullshit. And I can't believe there's black people. Actually, there's a lady that said, I done got me five boys. What am I gonna tell them? Tell them that murdering somebody is illegal and that'll get you put in prison so other Afro demons can grape you up your ass. And no matter how much you cry for mama, she's not going to be able to help you. And unfortunately, they don't give away Diddy oil in jail or prison. So here's what I would tell your five sons. Even if you've given them the impression that it's okay to kill another person, tell them that killing another person will get them put in prison like Karmelo Anthony, and there'll be people donating pallets of ramen so that your butt hurt can be of epic proportion. I made videos about this. We've gotten to a time in our society where words and touching a person is enough to kill them. And one particular culture carries that out. As a matter of fact, they term it disrespect. And if you disrespect them, their family member, or anybody, that's enough reason for them to violate you and take your life. No. And the crying that you heard from these Afro demons on TV is the illusion and delusion that they have that they're so important that, especially if you're white, if you try to do anything to stop them from being anything, even if they're trying to take your life and you get in their way, you stop their entitlements somehow. Now you must die or you must be violated. And society and the media are supposed to accept that. But when it's the other way around, Daniel Penny, hey, look, I don't know anybody that's white that's killing people over fries and over onion rings and over water and over words of disrespect. I really don't know anybody that's doing that. And if that is happening, it's far few and in between. You have a Southern Poverty Law Center that's mostly made up of these black people that went out there and paid racist people to generate a racist environment so that they could go claim victimhood. The president was just indicted or like charged. This is racism, and it's racism on a level that is maybe of a type of intellect, but is very see-through. People like me can see through this shit, and I'm not the only person. There's a lot of people saying, hey man, this is the most racist bullshit I've ever seen. Well, they want to start a race war. I really believe that they want black people dead, because that's what's going to happen in a race war. Math is going to be extremely racist, and math is going to teach you a lesson that you didn't learn in school, and one that you can only learn on the street. Okay, so here's the thing. We've gotten to a point in history where even a football player can get on TV and have somebody talk to them and say a word, and then that football player can violate that person. And we're all supposed to accept that as a cultural benchmark for these people. No, not unless you're talking prison time. And I made a meme. The meme was, you cannot violate a person for words. Whoever taught you that groomed you for prison. And the internet lost its mind. Facebook tried to ban me. A lot of stuff happened, but I threatened them. And what happened? The meme stayed up there. And the people that thought that that was a righteous thing to actually be indignant and to violate a person over words were very upset. Just like the ones that think that, hey, you should be able to stab a white kid in the chest and get away with it. How dare you stop me from killing you? That's why they get on the train and light the lady on fire. That's why they stab Irina Zaratsky or Zarutsky, however you pronounce her name, in the neck. That's how they get that way. Because the herd makes them think and leads them to believe that this is just a way of life. This is a cultural benchmark. And if you don't reach it, then the herd won't accept you. So you must go out and violate somebody. Perhaps maybe push an 80-plus-year-old man down the stairs at the subway. Then you've gained your Wakandan badge of fucking cultural benchmark. Okay? But what happens when you run into people that aren't like that easy? Then you get violated, and Daniel Penny did the exact same thing I would have done. Dude, like Daniel Penny killed him 5 minutes too late. Okay? I would have done it in the beginning. I would have been like, you're a threat to everybody on this train and you might try to kill somebody. You're done. I'm not going to sit and watch you like those 5 people sat and watched that Irina Zaratsky get stabbed in the neck and didn't do nothing and got up for their stops, because that's how they are. They don't care. My recent post is of a young man, a little boy, that was out in the street, walking across the street or however it happened, and a black kid ran him over. And because the black kid was afraid to get in trouble, because trouble is not in their nature, accountability does not apply to them. So that they can tell people, I was afraid, so I ran away from the little kid dying in the street that I just ran down. What were you afraid of? I was afraid of accountability. I was afraid of getting in trouble. I was afraid of being Karmelo. So if everybody lets this happen, I guess that's just the way it is. But not at my house.